what is right. He is far more concerned with what is morally and spiritually right than he is what is politically correct. In essence, the kind of leader that we need in America this morning should be a man guided by principles and not by polls. And I'm going to tell you, any person who governs by polls and who leads by opinion is nothing more and nothing less than a coward. I'm reminded of a World War II American Air Force pilot who was vacationing in Hong Kong, and he met a Japanese man there who claimed he had been a kamikaze pilot in World War II. And the Japanese man said to the American Air Force pilot, "War all over. We be friends. My name is Chow Mein." And the American pilot said to the Japanese, "Wait a minute, sir. Kamikaze pilots were flyers who were suicide pilots. And if you were a kamikaze pilot, why are you not dead?" And the Japanese man replied, "Me chicken, Chow Mein, sir. Me chicken, Chow Mein." I want to tell you this morning that anyone who keeps his finger to the political winds to see which way the winds are blowing before they make a decision, rather than keeping one hand on the Bible and another hand on the Constitution, is a coward, and he is not fit to lead this nation. Ted Koppel once said, "There is harmony and there is inner peace to be found in following a moral compass that points in the same direction regardless of fashion or trends." We need a leader with courage. We need a leader with convictions. And thirdly, we need a leader with consistency. Proverbs 20 and verse 28. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and the throne is upholden by mercy. Did you hear that verse? Did you hear what the Word of God said? Mercy and truth preserve the king. What's that verse saying? That verse is saying a leader is not a liar, and a liar is not a leader. On May the 12th, Theodore Roosevelt, who was the governor of the state of New York, made this observation: "We cannot afford to differ on the question of honesty if we expect our republic to permanently endure. Unless a man is honest, we have no right to keep him in public life. It matters not how brilliant his capacity." Roosevelt was adamant. Whatever else may be true about a person, if they are not honest and cannot be believed, they are not fit to serve in public office. And that reaches to the Democrats and the Republicans as well. All of them alike. The next mark is compassion. Proverbs 31 and verse 8. "Open thy mouth for the dumb in the case of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the case." Listen to this. A righteous leader will plead the case of the poor and the needy. These were the words of a mother to a king. In no uncertain terms, we are told that a person of power, a person of authority, a person in leadership should speak for the speechless and defend the defendless. Do you believe that? Our leaders are to speak for the speechless and defend the defenseless. And may I say to you this morning, there is no one more defenseless and no one more unable to speak for themselves than an unborn baby in a mother's womb. No one. And I want to say this morning unashamedly and boldly that any person you vote for should be willing unashamedly to stand up for the life of an innocent unborn baby. And incidentally, I want to make an observation about a phrase that was going around in the previous presidential election. It was known as compassionate conservatism. And I want to be heard this morning in saying it is the very nature of a conservative to be compassionate. Now, let me go one step further. I want to submit to you this morning that it is compassionate to want government to be smaller so that freedom can be bigger. I want to say to you this morning that it is compassionate to give a man who can work a job instead of giving that man a government bailout. It is compassionate to tell a homosexual he can change, and we are here by the grace of God to help him change if he so desires. It is compassionate to tell a woman that that fetus is a life and she should never, ever become guilty of murder. That's compassionate, my friend. Convictions. And we need a man of courage. Proverbs 20:26, a wise king scattereth the wicked and bringeth the will over them. When a farmer sifts out the wheat, he separates the husk from the kernel. And I want to say this morning. It takes courage in these days to separate the husk of wickedness from the kernels of righteousness. It takes courage to stand against homosexuality rather than to stand with the homosexual. It takes courage to stand for the unborn child rather than to stand against the unborn child. Because the political winds are blowing in the opposite direction. William Penn once said, I owe my conscience to no man. I owe my conscience to no man. Right is right even if everyone else is against it. And wrong is wrong even if everyone else is for it. And that is the kind of man or that is the kind of woman that deserves your vote and mine in any day and in any generation. Courage. There's a final thing. Consecration. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What my son, and what my son of my womb, what my son, listen to this, of my vows, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. King Lemuel's mother warned him, are you listening? That there is nothing more destructive than the dynamite of sexual immorality. It will even destroy a king, and it will even destroy a president. That is the Word of God. But there's a greater problem than even that. I don't know if you've ever thought about this. But if a man will not keep that most sacred vow to his wife before God, how can he be trusted to keep a political vow that he took to uphold the Constitution of the United States? A virtuous leader blesses a nation. And I want to submit to you this morning that we are where we are as a nation, politically and financially, for no other reason. We as a nation have lost the moral compass that is to guide our lives individually, to guide our lives as a family, and to guide our lives as a nation.